On your screen is a section of a leaf showing the inner structures that make up a leaf. The major tissues that you find in the inner structure of a leaf, the major tissues you find is the epidermis, the mesophyll, and the vascular tissues or the veins, and we'll be discussing just that three. Now let's talk about the epidermis. I advise you at this point, I suggest that you pause the video and study the diagram, the illustration that you're seeing on your screen. The epidermis is the outermost layer of the leaf. It contains various cells. In the epidermis, you'd find the stoma here, the stomata. Find it in the epidermis. It regulates gas exchange. If you want to know more about the stoma, you can refer to our video on transpiration. Now, the epidermis also contains the trichomes. There are certain hairs, those hairs you see on leaves, those are known as trichomes. You see them there. But one thing the epidermis lacks is chloroplast. You don't find chloroplast in the epidermis. This section here, the epidermis. Now you can also notice is divided into upper and the lower epidermis, and then there is a cortical, an area here, also here, an area that overlies the epidermis. This area known as the cortical, it protects the epidermis, is impermeable, it doesn't allow liquid water or gases to pass through, so it kind of acts as a protective covering. Now, apart from the epidermis, now let's talk about the mesophyll. Is the inner part of the leaf. The mesophyll, as you can see here, is divided into two parts: the palisade up here and then the spongy layer here. You can see the palisade, the upper part of the mesophyll, has the basic plant cell that you know about. You can see this. Look at this labeling I'm circling here. You can see the chloroplast, the vacuole, the nucleus, the cell wall, cytoplasm that make up the plant cell, and it's situated, this palisade area is situated at the upper part of it, so that, you know, with the presence of chloroplast here, is closer to direct sunlight for the process of photosynthesis and all that. Now, the spongy layer of the mesophyll contains loose cells. They are not as tightly packed as the palisade area, so this allows permeation of oxygen, O2, carbon dioxide, water. That's basically how the spongy area of the mesophyll is made up. Now we're going to look at the veins. The veins are also contained in this inside here, in this spongy layer. That's where you find the veins. The veins of the leaf. Now these veins of the leaf, let me open a diagram. Okay, now these veins that you find here, you can see here all these structures here, all these, you see them, they are known as veins, and they contain tissues, conducting tissues, known as the xylem and the phloem. Okay, the xylem is responsible for conducting nutrients, while the phloem kind of has an excretory function. It removes sap from the leaf. Now the method how these veins occur is known as venation. The method how you see the veins is known as venation. So the kind of venation that we're seeing here is also known is the kind of venation that you'd find in a dicot. Kind of venation you find in a dicotyledon. In a monocotyledon, the venations are kind of straight like this, running parallel. These are kind of venation you find in maize plant, which is a monocotyledon. Okay, I hope this short revision is quite useful. This is basically the internal structure of a leaf. Thank you.